one and not do the other. But again, a comparative way of comparing one with the other, that will require another talk possibly. Today, I restricted myself to these two topics. IRAP has been tried out in various states in India and still it's just going on. So I cannot talk about the efficacy of it right now. I don't have the figures in front of me.
Sir, again, while we're dealing with crash analysis, we frequently face a problem that here, especially in Kerala, we don't have the coordinates. In most of the cases, we won't be getting the exact coordinates, and just because of that, we'll be fail. Most of the times, we fail to produce the condition diagram, and because in most of the FIR information, key factors are missing. And what about the other states?
Well, you're very right. It's not only in Kerala. It's most across every state in India. That is an issue, because what happens is the policeman who normally responds to it, they do not have the proper training or the education to write down the facts properly, and the location is obviously never accurate because they write some location reference which may or may not be very right, and again, their judgment on what exactly happened is not always correct because they tend to write something which is very generic. So these are issues. We are aware of it, not only in Kerala and every place. This is an issue, but I think nowadays action is being taken to record it in terms of a GPS, and there are platforms available where one can record this directly, so that these will be improved hopefully in future. But I understand that is why that was a flaw, that we could not draw the diagrams properly because information was not clearly available, and mostly it was very generic. And if we do not draw it properly, if we do not do a proper cause analysis, the solution will also be not correct, because if the problem is not identified properly, the solution will also not be proper.
Thank you, sir. One more question. Is there any lack of coordination among the stakeholder department and if there is any impact in the road safety in India regarding the lack of coordination?
You're talking about the safe system approach, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. For safe system approach, as I said, coordination is the key, because all the pillars will have to be acted upon in the same time to build in proper redundancy. But you're right, at the present moment, coordination is not that great. We have to improve on that. And unless we improve on that, implementation of system will be a difficulty. I think there's a question. I couldn't read the question.
Sorry. The question is, what are the tools to calculate crash reduction rate after treatment?
After implementation of a safety treatment, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, before the safety treatment, we already know. That is why we identified it as an issue. And then, as I said, for monitoring is very important. We have to go on finding out how many crashes are happening in that area after the implementation for a period of at least 1 to 2 years, and see whether crashes are happening there. If they are happening, what is the cause, and what kind of accidents analysis has to be done. If we see that nature of the crashes has changed, then we can understand that obviously there was some impact of our treatment. Or if the crashes have drastically gone down over the next 1 year or 2 years, then we can say that we have successfully handled the issue. But if we see the same things are happening, then there was something wrong. So this evaluation is very important to understand, did we do a good job or not?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning. This is Sanjay, Principal Scientist from NATPAC. Sir, nice to hear from you about the approaches and all those things. And as you rightly said, sir, that the situation is worsening. But sir, on the global level, when we refer the global status report of 2023, also we could see some achievements definitely in some European countries and developed countries. Yeah. And the target of that 50% was achieved in the initial decade itself in some of the countries that it has been reported. But unfortunately, in our country, as you rightly said, the latest number is, I think it's 1.68, 168,000 in 2022, the number of road fatalities. It is on an ever-increasing number. Maybe due to better reporting also, we can say, because we already knew that there was under-reporting, especially with this road and all those things. And there are illustrations like this safe system approaches has rightly been implemented, and wherein this have been, that the fatalities and the grievous injuries has been brought down. And what could be the way forward? Maybe, as you rightly said, the major issue, maybe the expenditure and other parts, and also definitely our people are taking now, the authorities are taking, giving due consideration to the safety concern. So what could be your suggestions or your advices in making a safe India, especially maybe like considering the various constraints?
Yes, I understand. You rightly said in the first decade, several countries made quite a bit of improvement, especially countries in Europe and to some extent countries in North America also. But unfortunately, we did not make that much of improvement. And that is why, the second also decade we're doing that. And few things where I think it is very important are systems approach, which we haven't as yet taken to a great extent, because we still think of safety issues are in various silos. We look at the road, we look at the people, look at the vehicles, but we do not look at the overall level. That's still lacking. And we have to look into the redundancy factors. Still now, in spite of everything, in spite of all the education material, and I'm sure people are aware of it, but still we haven't taken it that seriously. Sad, but that has to be brought up. I think more education is needed, and the systems approach is needed. Coordination between various silos instead of looking at them as separately. Like safe system and safe vehicle are not separate things. They are all complementary to each other. That is important. That I think has to be worked on. Otherwise, we look at it very, look at one thing at a time. That will not really help in the long run.
Excellent.
So there is one more question in the chat box from Mr. Jitendra Singh. The question is, some states, especially the police department, are using softwares for collecting the crash data. Currently, Haryana state is using Sanjaya to collect data along with coordinates from crash site by iOS.
Correct. Yeah. I'm aware. Please, what is the question, please?
So I think this is an information which is being passed by Mr. Jitendra Singh.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm aware that some states are doing it, and it's very good, because if we look at the conventional way of analysis of crashes, the most important thing is having the past data. What happened, where it happened, why it happened, and that is dependent on the reporting system. Some states have taken up, especially reporting the right location, because if you locate it 100 feet away from actually where it happened, then the entire analysis doesn't hold. So I'm glad that this has started, and hopefully it will be taken up in other places also. Again, that will be one aspect of it, the crash analysis aspect, data. That is very important, as I said, but that's not the only thing. We have to also look at the other aspects.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Samson Matthew, sir, our director, he was traveling while we started the meeting. Let me see whether he is online or not. Samson, sir. I think he is not there. I mean, he might be busy with some other meeting or something. So, over to you, ma'am.
Now, I would like to invite Sri Suvendu, Senior Scientist and Scientist in Charge, TD Division, NATPAC, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of KSCSTE-NATPAC, it's my privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks in this occasion. First of all, we extend our deepest gratitude to Engineer Suvendu Seth for generously sharing his expertise in the transportation sector. The insights uncovered and the distinct perspectives offered have undoubtedly elevated our collective understanding of various road safety aspects to be considered in different scenarios. For example, the crash analysis the safe system approach and how it is different from conventional approaches. That's a very good point. He has neatly described the thing, how the conventional approach and the safe system approach, what are the differences between them, and how the betterment we have approached while implementing the safe system approach. Interactive dimensions of today's game has been equally commendable. Your engagement, your thoughtful questions, and active participation has transferred this room into a hub of shared learning. On behalf of KSCSTE-NATPAC, I extend sincere gratitude to you, sir. Thank you very much. Then thanks are to our beloved Research Council members, and thanks to my Director NATPAC, Professor Samson Matthews, sir. It's actually a thought arrived from the Research Council, and our director was the backbone behind it, so that we can achieve, we can introduce a Talk Tech series, and now we see that it is going in a nice fashion, and in most of the programs we are getting more than 200 plus participants. Today also we have got 100 plus participants in between the sessions, and thanks to Professor Samson Matthews, sir. Thanks to all participants who has gratefully involved in this program and proactively engaged in the question and answer sessions. And we look forward to more such enlightened sessions in the future. Thank you all once again. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all.
And thank you for inviting me for the talk. It was nice talking to everybody.
Thank you, sir. And we will officially wind up the session right now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.